You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. We coolin' out. You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. We coolin' out.
Yo, welcome back to Coolin' Out.
Kev.
Sal.
Sassy Sal.
Every week.
That's that Scorpion.
Scorpion
nigga.
approach.
Oh,
Scorpion season's almost upon.
You're a sassy young man now. Sal. Won't be surprised you get a tongue ring next.
Stop. All right, stop.
don't do me like that.
Stop. We have a guest.
All right, we have a guest. I'm not going to embarrass you.
Nigga said a tongue ring. Do you know, now to talk about that, in high school, that was a big thing. Niggas was getting tongue rings.
That was in the Hispanic community.
No, it wasn't, because there was African American niggas.
That was in
doing
the
it.
Hispanic community.
Nah,
only.
it
I've
wasn't.
never seen that before.
It wasn't.
My
It
Caribbean
wasn't.
mother would have slapped the fire out of
I
him.
know now. One of my homeboys, his grandmother smacked the shit out of
Oh, I
him. Had to
thought
He
take that
saved
shit
his
out.
life. He saved his
He had an
life.
infection on his tongue, actually.
Oh, he tried to do it the illegal way?
I don't know what way he
What
tried
was
to do it. It was like sophomore year. All right, so niggas was getting it because if
That
you
was
put
07 then?
When
Yeah,
Dipset
yeah,
was
yeah.
running the town.
06.
they were doing it because you put ice on it, and when you would go down on a girl, make it cold. So niggas was really doing that just
God
for
bless
that
'em.
purpose.
God bless
They
him.
got that from that same place
I know.
Cardi B went for ass implants?
I hope not. I didn't ask no questions once I saw that. I just let them be, and I
I
don't
need
speak
that
to them
particular
anymore.
accessory. I'm good.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
I didn't know about that.
yeah. I mean, you weren't here, right?
I still wouldn't have known about that. Don't keep those people in my circle.
New York fact.
Oh, man. So we got a guest with us. What's up, man? We got Oliver in the building.
What's up, bruh?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me.
Well, you know, we know.
Took us a minute to
You
get
know,
here.
you asked me, and I was like, we had some other guests, and I was like, do I really want him on? Nah, I'm fucking with you.
I know it's true.
So what's up, man? Tell people a little bit about yourself.
So I'm here in New York, from Charlotte. I do a podcast called In the Ring. Shout out to Ben and Eliza. We started off, none of us knew each other before the podcast.
Oh,
So Ben and I knew each other through a mutual friend. But we never really hung out or anything like that. And Eliza was a random person found through LinkedIn, actually. And so because I wanted to start something that I didn't really know anybody, because I wanted to make sure it was as unpredictable as possible. And so we came together as three strangers, and now Ben and Eliza hang out. Like we get together. They get together. I'm not here that often, but I'm sure they would hang out with me normally. But but no, we hang out. Like Eliza had a housewarming party, and we all went there, and like we get together and stuff. So it's gotten to be really good. And a lot of stuff is unpredictable. We don't know each other's backgrounds. We know each other's histories. We don't know anything really except what comes out. So if you're out there, you want something that starts with ding, ding, ding in the ring. You want to listen to Voice Your Choice, Oliver? Go right ahead. I mean, we welcome all newcomers into the ring.
Nice.
yeah. That could have literally went far south though.
Oh yeah,
Like you could just start hit record and nothing.
yeah.
Cause y'all don't know each other, so y'all don't know how y'all communicate.
Oh, I interviewed everybody beforehand.
Oh, so these weren't your first.
Oh,
So these are the top choices.
Oh yeah,
basically.
these are top choices. They beat out the competition. So I probably interviewed about 10 people, and it was like, you're not social enough. Like you're not wild enough. You don't have enough life.
Yeah.
You boring as hell. That sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I picked them. I'm like, okay, I think these two gonna be pretty
Hey,
good.
what are these Craigslist ads?
Yeah.
How do you find people to start
Hey
a
man,
podcast?
just like friends of friends, just being like, hey, you know anybody that'd be pretty good, that'd be interested in doing something like this? Took me a long time. I started, probably about 6 or 7 months before I actually started recording a podcast. It took a long time because you find somebody and it's like, you gotta make the time commitment work and understand you can't just be taking this shit just whenever you feel like doing it. Like, I'll see y'all next month. Like that ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah.
So it just kind of wheedled people out, and then stuff was just ended up working out then, and here we are.
Nice.
So what do you guys talk about? What's your basic premise?
We talk about everything. We do last couple of episodes we've done stuff about babies. We've interviewed public defenders. We've interviewed people, real sad stories, people breaking up and being told all kind of crazy stuff like, you're out there and you find out that like your significant other's cheating on you and stuff, and like you find them in bed.
Oh yeah, I heard this story.
Yeah, it was sad. It was sad. Like we started the episode with shots and stuff. We thought it was gonna be one thing, and it turned into completely different. But no, it was. So we cover all types of stuff. We don't really talk as much sports as I'd like to, but that's, Eliza doesn't really like basketball, so we gotta wait till she ain't around.
Yeah, you gotta just drop that up in there every now and then. Just slowly just drop some basketball references.
Oh, I do. I try to drop references, the movies, basketball, things like that, football. I think I dropped a reference about, if you go deep and everybody, if you hike the ball and everybody goes deep, nobody's there to protect you, you're going to be mad as hell because your ass going to be on the ground. You got to play your position. I think I was talking about side chicks. So,
I can see how that reference applies there.
But play your position. No, we've been reaching out. Probably the biggest one that we have coming up. Y'all familiar with the Real Side Chicks of Charlotte?
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Why am I saying that so proudly? I am aware of that.
I know
I was like, oh yeah, I know them motherfuckers.
There's one of the girls from that show that we're trying to get her to come on. She got boobs done, so she.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, so she's like, yeah, I went under the knife, so I'm like, all right, cool, come on in.
Wow.
So wait.
I don't like.
Is that a real show though? I know like they were talking about like it was in production, but then nothing ever came to fruition. They won the Breakfast Club at one time.
Yeah. Supposedly it's on Netflix. It's gonna come out on Netflix. And
That's disrespect.
I'm like, nah. Look, let me tell you something. First of all, I'm surprised they haven't been sued yet for copyright. Because I mean, they basically ripped off the Real Housewives logo completely.
Oh, they're not under the umbrella?
No, they look like
Real Side Chicks of Charlotte.
Oh.
It's Real Side Chicks, not
Like
Real
side
Housewives.
chicks.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
see that. When
Yeah.
like 30 of them was in the
Remember
on the Breakfast
Charlamagne
Club?
was like, why
Yeah.
y'all doing this to yourself, ladies?
Yeah, but that was like over a year ago, and it was like over 2 years ago where I first like heard mention of it, but I thought it was a joke. I saw it on like the Shade Room or something,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, this got to be a joke. And then like a year later, they were on the Breakfast Club.
There's like 15 of them in there.
Yeah,
That
proud.
That one white
Oh, yeah,
girl who
yeah.
wouldn't be quiet.
That's the one we're trying to get on.
Oh, shit.
We're in for a doozy. That's gonna be a good
That's
one.
gonna be a good episode.
Get them views of them. A lot of views on that one.
Might have to do that one in video, man.
That's dope. Wait, so how did the idea for the podcast come about? Like, you just always wanted to do one, or?
Yeah, like I remember when I first moved to Charlotte, I just said I wanted to do something that was really different than what I normally do. You know this. It's when you work as a lawyer and you do, especially I work like with insurance companies and stuff. It's not you die a little bit inside. It's awful, and so I was looking. It's true. You just every day you come home, you're like, boy, I feel like
I almost had a breakdown yesterday, so I will
Feel less of a man than I did
oh
yesterday.
yeah, shit. And so I was looking for something to do. That I was like, I want to express myself in a little bit different way, and I can't draw for shit, so I was like, let me just do a podcast. And,
Either or.
so I start looking it up and stuff, and then actually I heard Jarrell was doing one, and then I was like, it's like I need to actually make this shit happen, and that's when I started the process of it, and just said, look, I'm gonna try to find some people to do it, try to come up with a good context. I like listening to podcasts. Shout out to In the Conversation with Damian Lemon. That's one of my favorite podcasts out there. And then I messaged Damian Lemon because I was like, look, I'm thinking about doing this. And he wrote me back. He was like, look, go for it, man. And I was like, how you recommend me actually get out there and make this happen? He's like, just pub the shit out of it. That's all I can tell you. Just pub the shit. So I look up to him, and I'm like, he went out there and made it happen. Obviously, he's got a little different following than me. But, just decided to go ahead and try it out, and then said, all right, let me find some people. People a little bit different than me, and there we go.
That shows a very like a go-getter mentality,
Yeah.
because if I didn't know anyone, I'd have just been like, fuck it, like I don't.
Yeah.
I never heard of like someone doing a Craig You did a Craigslist ad?
I did LinkedIn. I did texting people that I knew in Charlotte. I was like, hey, do you know anybody that's a good personality? Like this sort of stuff. Reaching out to those people and trying to communicate with them. I think I went through Facebook. I went through all types of lists out there, like people who were deemed like most eligible bachelor or bachelorettes. Like, you know, they might be interesting people. I found out that they were questionable. We did an interview with one of the most eligible bachelors, and that was interesting. That was interesting. Most eligible bachelorette she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do the interview. She said she didn't want her name to be sullied. So I said,
tarnish her brand.
I'm like, all right, you do you, nurse.
Wow.
Yeah, look, I come, just so y'all know, I come for everybody, so I don't take no prisoners. Yeah, so you know, we just went out, just reached out to as many people as I could, use networks and stuff, and fortunately, I got the crew I have in Ben and Eliza.
When did you launch?
Was in November of 2017.
Nice.
Yeah, so we've been live for about 6 months.
What have you learned?
Consistency is key. You got to show the hell up. You got to do it on a regular basis. You got to actually give a damn. The sound, like getting the sound, is also really important. I know for episodes, I like the sound for us was like a little off, a little here, a little this, a little that. And we finally got that down. And then you just got to pub it. You gotta tell everybody about it, and it can't just be as like a pickup line.
Yeah.
Like you know, I know Ben will use it sometimes. Like women will be like, "Tell me something interesting about you." He's like, "I do a podcast." And we're like, "Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about that."
It works.
Oh, it works. You know,
That shit works. You know, I do a podcast with two of my associates. We meet every Tuesdays around 6:30, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hey, look, man, just gotta say, look, we're national. National.
International.
Yeah, tell them, yeah. It's on Spotify,
You
Apple
know,
Play,
we've been-
everywhere, actually.
Yeah, everywhere. Everywhere you hear music, you can hear me.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's you know, we learned that. It's also really important to build your network of people that you can ask to come on. Because a lot of I find the interviews to be the most exciting, because you know, we can talk about anything, but when you have somebody that you don't really normally interact with, you get a different perspective. And it also taught me to like actually pay attention to what's going on in the world. You know, like we get so caught up in our lives that, you know, stuff happens and you're not paying attention to it, but somebody else in the podcast is, and you're saying, "Oh shit, I gotta learn about that." Like we had an episode on sexual harassment lawsuits happening in Charlotte. And like some shit, like some yoga instructor, you know, doing, you know, some yoga. He owned a yoga club, and he's like, you know, touching them with the yoga instructors and stuff. This dude shows up at 4:30 in the morning, posts a selfie the day he's supposed to go to court with him shirtless, saying, "Boy, I can't wait to face my accusers," with a big ass cheesy grin on his face. And I'm like, bro, who's your attorney? Who's your attorney? So like you learn so much of that stuff though, and it's a great experience. I mean, I can't tell you, there's so many people I've met that I never would have normally met, and then you also learn how to just let shit roll off your shoulders. Like I had one girl that we tried to get on. So there's a series in Charlotte on like how people spend their money, sponsored by Bank of America. So like people submit like 1 week's worth of stuff that they spend their money on. So people say I make, you know, $80,000 a year, and I track 1 week's worth of expenses. These are my recurring expenses. So everybody says like, "Oh, how do these people live?" And so you should pretty interesting stuff. So I emailed the girl who she doesn't write the articles. She just posts them. I said, let me email her and ask her if you want to come on and do that. She's like, you know, I try not to do to take work with me on the weekends. So I was like, well, all right, well, why don't we meet during the weekday?
Yeah.
She's like, well, you know, it's just really hard. I don't know. I mean, could we meet in like maybe 4 weeks? I'm like, in 4 weeks, I don't even know what the hell's going on. Like the only thing I can tell you in 4 weeks, I can tell you during the playoffs where I'm gonna be. At 8 o'clock, I'll tell you that. I know I'm gonna be in front of a TV somewhere. But other than that, I don't know anything else. And so I was like, you know what? Look, get out of here. I'm not even stressing about you. So, yeah. I mean, I love it. It's probably one of the things I look forward to most every week. And just you know, the network, the camaraderie that you guys have, and that's what's I love it.
Yeah, I mean, something you said that really stood out to me was like about. I guess I never realized it until you just said it, but having to always stay current.
Yeah.
Like about current events, music, sports, like all these topics that we discuss. It's like we have to like keep the podcast itself relevant.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes like we'll be texting each other like, yo, what do you want to talk about this week? And they're like, oh, we'll talk about this. And I'm like, shit, I ain't even seen that, or I haven't even heard that yet. And then I have to like make this rush to like try to go, you know, listen to something or read something really quick. But it's like it's good because I should know what's going on around me at all times. Because if it was up to me, I would never. Like I get home like shit, I'm going to sleep. Like
That's it. Look, that's at the end of a bottle. I don't know who you are. Look, I know that. What's that bottle of tequila I had for you?
I don't know,
Oh,
bro.
that's
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
What the fuck
Cava
was it called?
Cava de Oro.
The
I
one
don't
with the
know.
skull?
No,
Nah. This
but
shit
it's-
was like straight from Mexico.
It's from yeah. You can only
When
buy
I
it in
tell
Mexico.
you,
Oh.
This man.
it don't even taste like tequila. It tastes like just a sweet.
Look at that
I'm trying to
face.
think. Like no, dead ass. Like I
Hands
just
in
remember
the-
like weeks like drinking it straight, and it tasted so good, just like glass after glass. I mean, your ass get lit, obviously, but it doesn't taste like it doesn't have that like that hard like kickback that normal tequila has.
Yeah.
You don't feel it.
It's just so good.
It's like drinking juice.
What's the name of it?
Sounds
It's
tasty.
I think it's like Cava de Oro. Actually, my co-host Ben is the one who turned me on to it. He's like, "Oh, you should try this." I was like, "Shit, I'm done." I'm like, first idea, I contacted dude on the ground. I know. I'm like, "Hey, I need you to get this shit for me from Mexico." He sent that. I'm like, "All right, it's time to start a pipeline."
Did y'all catch that? The
I didn't want to say nothing. I didn't want to say
I didn't
nothing.
say nothing.
I didn't want to
either.
say
I was like,
anything. I wanted to let young Oliver live. I didn't want to say anything. I use that in my vocabulary. It's not my vernacular, sir.
we want him to stay on the ground.
When's the last time I hit you with a dude on the ground? Right? You, dog. We all friends here.
Dude on the ground.
I'm glad that worked out for you guys.
Hey, anytime y'all need somebody, you let me know. I got
You got
dude
men on the ground. That's funny as hell.
I was gonna let him rock.
So I'm assuming you drink this on a consistent basis.
Shit, look.
Look, this ain't no sad.
Let me
Look.
tell y'all something. That look, I already know my plan for Memorial Day weekend. I'm gonna be sitting back, I'm sitting on my porch. I'm gonna be sitting on the balcony, and then I'm gonna be. Yeah, look, I forgot. Hell,
Excuse
after
me.
I forget where I am. I'm gonna be sitting there, a bottle in one on one side, and a glass on another. I'm just gonna be watching the sunset. I'm putting my phone away. Nobody gonna find me.
Some great imagery, actually.
Word.
Yeah, boy, shit. Look, it's gonna be nice and cool too. I'm gonna be feeling good.
Is this a special occasion or it's just?
No. This is yeah, it is. It's called my ass is home. Nobody home. Like I'm the only one there. No dog, no nothing. Like
No,
it's just,
tell them how often you travel though. Like,
I mean, I travel every week so far. I've been in New York for this is my third week. I travel Sunday, Sunday evening, and I'm in New York from then until Friday night. Like I get back. Last week I got back at 9 or 10 o'clock, and then I'm in Charlotte for Saturday, and that's it. And I gotta take care of all my business. So I'm like, oh shit, I gotta pay this bill. I gotta check my mail. Gotta do everything else, and then I just get back on a plane, come back here. I get to rack up some Marriott points. Like it's nice.
So how do you go about recording the pod?
Well, look.
Well,
It's a tight schedule, and then sometimes we just record stuff ahead of time. Like if we know, hey, everybody's gonna be really busy, or sometimes that's when we don't have all three of us. It just may not work out that way. It might just be two of us, and then we just usually have another guest or something like that. We just talk things out. But everybody's got a busy schedule. I mean, Ben's a doctor.
Yeah.
He works 7 days on, 7 days off type thing, and sometimes not that much. And he may work 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or he may work 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. So just kind of depends. And
is he working in the emergency room?
no, he's not that. He kind of fake doctor. He's like internal medicine.
Oh,
So
okay. For play.
Yeah. He gets all the perks of being a doctor, but he don't have none of the responsibilities. We were at a Hornets game, and some dude fell. And they were like, "Is there a doctor? Is there a doctor?" So some guy was there. And he's like, "Hey man, could you help him out?" So Ben walks over there and he's like, "You good?" And he's like, "Yeah, I just fell." He's like, "All right." And he just walks away. He walked away, and then and we went back to the bar, and the guy's like, "Yeah," he's like, "Wow, man, you just so great. How about you want shots of Patron for free?" And we're like, "Sure, hell yeah." So.
Life in Charlotte.
Yeah, man, life is good, but let me tell you something. You coming here is nice, and you notice some things that you don't have. Like we got all kind of drama. Like a store goes out. Like Dina DeLuca in Charlotte went out of business because somebody didn't pay their rent or something like that. Now nobody has a Dina DeLuca anywhere in Charlotte. It's like you come here, you're like, oh, one store goes out, like there's 50,000 more.
There's so many places to eat.
It's so nice. But then I go back and I'm like, you know what? Because I'm staying in Times Square right now. Oh man, I'm like,
Jesus,
get the hell out of here.
I don't blame you.
Get the hell out of here. I ain't got no choice.
I
My
haven't
office
touched
is right
foot
there
in that
Square.
neighborhood.
There's too many people.
There's too many damn people, man.
I work like 2 avenues down from Times Square,
You wanna look
and
at
just like literally right across from Bryant Park.
Yeah.
Just too many people.
Too many.
Just like not even
be like,
walking.
stop
Just
Just can't do that.
lunch
I'm a
breaks,
speed walk.
You stop it and just try
To look up.
snapping pictures. Got people trying to today was the one. This girl almost got hit by a car. She literally went out into the middle of the street so she could take a picture, so her boyfriend take a picture of her. And this is wild traffic's moving.
What?
I'm like, yo, you motherfuckers do anything.
This
for a
ain't
good
living
picture.
single? What the hell?
For a good picture. It's fucking crazy.
You got the picture though?
She got a picture.
Alright,
That shit
that's
probably fire. Her IG probably gonna have mad
Yeah,
likes.
IG is fire.
You better get at least.
I
Almost
wouldn't-
died, nigga.
I wouldn't risk my life for
Yeah.
it. But it's just everyone's constantly just stopping and fucking freezing and looking up at shit and just literally in the middle of the sidewalk just pausing. And New York is just trained me to be
Yeah.
a speed walker.
Yeah, man.
So I just can't do it. But it's funny though. When I was in Charlotte, was that 2-3 weeks ago now?
Yeah.
When I was down there, we got caught in traffic while I was driving, and I'm the only one down there honking my horn. It's people honking in traffic. No one else was honking. My girl was relax, just stop and listen. No one else was honking. This was bumper to bumper traffic. And no one was honking except for me. You know motherfuckers honking a heartbeat here.
Yeah.
I'm honking crazy. I'm sure they was looking at me motherfucking Yankee. Yeah, but I don't know. You didn't grow up in Charlotte, did you? You grew up
No,
in...
I grew up all over.
Oh, yes.
I lived in. I was born in Louisiana. Moved to Texas. Lived in Florida. Lived in Massachusetts. Lived in South Carolina. Went to college in Boston. Went to law school in North Carolina, and then now I live in Charlotte.
Shit, why all the moving?
My dad. Every time my dad got promoted, we moved.
Damn, your dad's a hustler. You got promoted a lot.
Hey, it was. They made the decision early on. They're like, we're gonna follow his career, and every time he did it, he did what he's supposed to do. Kept moving. My mom, actually, shout out to my mom's. She's graduating on Saturday. With a
Oh,
with a
before
doctoral.
Mother's Day.
Yeah, with a doctoral. So she's she defended her dissertation successfully. She did her PhD in 3 years.
Damn.
While working a full-time job and everything else. So shout out to her.
Wow.
For letting me know that when I say I'm tired, I ain't got shit to say. So I ain't got shit to say. But no, it's great. I'm so proud of her. It's something that she's wanted all her life. And she put it on hold, for me to be able to go to college and my dad to be able to promote and stuff. And finally, she got time to finally do what she needed to do for herself. And she's getting the chance to do it. And, she's officially going to be, doctor. So
Damn.
That shit sound cool.
Yeah.
Like a Dr. Rosser.
This nigga you're talking about his mom.
Yeah, your mom's cool and shit, but I'm thinking about myself.
it's about me right now.
I ain't gonna... I don't know if I could go back to school again.
Oh, hell no. I ain't going nowhere.
I can't.
And what's worse, I got a bunch of friends that are in business school. All them chumps, all of them. I'm like, where you going?
Damn.
I'm like, where the hell are you going? Oh, I'm going to Cairo. I'm like, you ain't got class? Who cares? I got a job. I'm like, wait, what? Like, I had a friend of mine come to New York.
Wait, what?
That man was in.
Call them chumps.
That man was in Hong Kong. That man was in Hong Kong. He was in he went to Dubai. He was going to South America. Then he came to New York. He was there for like a week or so. He's like, I think I'm gonna go skiing in Vail. I'm like, what? I asked him, I said, do y'all just like skip class and stuff? He's like, everybody just kind of, everybody gets along. I'm like, shit, wouldn't it happen in law school?
Hell no.
What happened?
I think some classes, if you miss 3 the entire semester, was it 3? 6. If you miss more than
You fail.
6, you fail automatically.
Oh yeah, I do. I used to get emails all the time.
You fail automatically.
One L, yeah.
Automatically.
Jesus.
1L, yeah. I get all kind of emails. They're like, you missed 2 classes this year. I'm like, shit, y'all class at 8 a.m. man. I'm gonna do that.
That shit used to be hectic. I remember because like it was if you got to 6, you fail automatically, and then some classes it was like up to the professor's discretion. Every class you missed after 3, he could drop you a letter grade.
Yeah,
Yeah, automatically.
that shit was.
So like
that
the
shit
best you
was
can get was a B. The best you can get was a C.
Jesus.
Then after that, your ass fail. On top of that shit, law school's already curved. It's already on a curve. So whatever grade you get, you most likely not gonna get that shit anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's miserable.
Yeah.
I look back at that. I'm like, I should have gone to business school.
I used to hate that shit. But thank God for technology. Got my MacBook here, had my iMessages, my little G chat. Watching TV sometimes. Just depending on what was going on. I used to always sit in the back. It's like the classrooms go up like this.
Yeah.
I used to always sit in the back in the top row. Like, Mr. Ross, huh?
Tell us about that case. I'm like, remember getting there, they'd be like, hey, I elbow you. I'm like, hey, they called you today? No, okay, good. They ain't gonna call me yet.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna call me yet.
That's the thing though. When your ass just be like randomly on call,
Yeah.
and you ain't read, ugh.
You see people, all the people like Cliff Notes, or like the case is already briefed.
Yeah.
That stuff, and they look. You see somebody just googling something online real quick.
Yup.
They're like, gotta read that, and then and look, it always worked out. Somebody else would do that, it'd work out fine. They'd be able to answer the question well. Then you would get it, and you'd be like, yeah, I know the rule for this case. I'm like, well, where'd you get that rule from?
Yeah.
Tell me how you got to that.
That's
I'm
the,
like,
that's the
hell no,
worst.
wait.
That's the worst. That shit used to always happen to me.
Yeah.
Like when I did not read, I would like look at like a brief or something like that and see like the rule. All right, cool. Like how they came to this, the conclusion, all this shit. I would understand all of that. They'd be like, oh, what was the minority decision on this case? I'm like, what? Like, I'm just sitting there. And then just be quiet until someone else fucking jump in. Like, help me. Help me. Shit, y'all see me fucking. I'm out here sinking. Y'all out here just chilling, looking at me. Everyone just looking.
I ain't saying
That's what they do for real, though. I would do the same damn thing. When people used to be fucking up in class, I would literally just do this shit, put my head down.
Glad it ain't me, nigga.
But no, real talk, because if you jump in and help them, then it's
you.
Professor just start talking to you. I was talking to me. No eye contact ever.
This article fire.
Let
my
me
business.
not even look up. But you mentioned, so you want to talk. You brought up a topic to me about relationships and people being all up in your relationship.
All right.
Expand
Chumps.
All right.
Well,
so-
chumps that's the word of the day.
Oh, yeah, let me
Chumps.
tell you something.
Let me look.
Look. So I had to read a book on. It's called. Hey, look. We get. I always have a reference. So I read a book called The Zimzum of Relationships. So it comes from like a Jewish word that means like the creation. So, like in the beginning there was nothing, there was God, and then God created earth. All right. So in order for God to create the earth, you have to you got to actually step out to create the space where the earth can exist, because otherwise nothing can exist in that space. So in the same context, when you're in a relationship, you can't be in a relationship with somebody unless you create the space to say you can come into this area. Otherwise, that person is just kind of out there. So when you're in a relationship with somebody, you and that other person occupy the same space now. Mm-hmm. And so to make a long story short, there's a couple of things in there. And one of the things that they talk about is that space is sacred. So that means that nobody else should be in your space. So if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're having trouble with them, you shouldn't just be running to somebody else and bringing that person into your relationship. You should be seeking only a professional, or you should be seeking that other person to work things out, not go and run to other people and work stuff out. And so I don't struggle with that. My relationships, if I got a problem with you, I'm gonna come to you. I'm not going to talk to 50 other people. Like, you gonna know I got a problem. Mm-hmm. But a lot of other people you see, and I know, and I'm hearing this constantly. People are like, I'm unhappy with my relationship, and they go and they go talk to somebody else, and then they bring somebody in, and then they start micro cheating with the other person, and then it becomes macro cheating. Next thing you know, this other person's in your relationship, and you're like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this person knows everything about you, like, and he don't even do me right no more. He don't even talk to me. He always out. He don't even know what my favorite color is. That kind of shit. And it's like, and before you know it, you the dude or you're the other person. You're like, well, I didn't even know that there was an issue. This other dude know more about my relationship than I do. Mm. And I always tell people this, like, keep other people's asses out of y'all's relationship. That's how you get in trouble. That's how you get in trouble. I mean, have y'all ever been, like, you ever had a friend, I'm not talking about just asking for, like, very brief advice, but actually sits there and says to you, like, a girl comes to you and starts talking to you about her relationship and starts telling you stuff that you don't need to know about their relationship. You don't need to know how often they have sex. You don't need to know how often you're thinking about breaking up with them. Like, why are you telling me all of this stuff? That's not fair to that dude. Then you go and you meet up, you go hang out with the dude, and you got to act like, just put a big fat smile on your face, be like, yeah, I know that she about to dump your ass, but I'm just going to pretend like I don't know.
Mm. That sucks.
Hey, what them drink specials? Mind my business, man. Mind my business.
I'm going to double you up. Because when you say that, it's like, I think about this shit, and I'm not going to use any names, but when in law school, right? Mm-hmm. I would just see so many girls, and I mean guys too, obviously. But I just remember the girls. I don't know why they stuck out to me. Like, so many girls would cheat on their boyfriends, and then bring them like out, like when they would come in town and visit, and be having the same dudes that fucked them shaking their boyfriend hand.
Dude,
I've seen that.
That's grounds for killing.
And I'm like. So
I've been in rooms where everybody in the room know but the guy.
Yo, same here. And like, everyone just looking. And I'm just like, I feel bad for him.
I do too, but.
And he just out here just like cuffing, happy as hell to be with this girl. And I'm like, damn, like, yo, some people here don't have sex with her.
Can you come back from that?
No.
Who?
Like,
yeah.
The girl?
No, the
guy?
The guy, like
the unsuspected victim.
Yeah, like,
I mean, he don't know.
He don't know.
But when he finds out,
he find out, can you forgive that?
No.
Two people I know right now are married, and I remember just like seeing that on IG and just dying laughing. Like, it just made me think, like, made me think, one, like, everything you see on IG like isn't what it is. Like, everyone portrays this like happy life, and I'm just like, she was fucking someone else, and you met him, like. That shit is fun. It's sad though, because it's like, damn, I never want to be that fucking person.
Yeah.
Like, when you in that room looking crazy as hell, you happy as shit, cuffing, like,
buying drinks for everybody.
Yeah. They're like, oh,
you need a buddy.
This for you.
But I feel like you should get the intuition too, because if I was in a room, I would kind of feel that energy, like, oh, what's going on? Like, everybody is kind of like, is it something you're not telling? Like, when I feel uncomfortable in a room and it's about me, like, I feel it.
Oh yeah, of course you feel it. Everyone's like the side eyes.
Yeah, everybody's looking at you like this, or you like looking at the, just stuff like that.
But if he did find out, hell no, she couldn't come back from that.
No,
it's not like you just cheated.
You played me for a fool. You got me here, your friends parading me around.
You got me shaking the dude hand, dapping him up like, yo, he a cool kid.
Where you meet him at?
We went on one trip.
Be careful.
We just went on a trip. I don't care. Like,
Protect the innocent.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
they
I went on a lot of trips in law school. But two other guys went on the trip with us and her boyfriend. And I'm just like, this is insane. Like
All three of y'all got something in common.
I was just looking like,
Eskimo brothers.
Jesus.
I was like, this is insane. Like I remember just like getting drunk, like we was all drinking. I remember just like talking to the two, like they're my friends, whatever. And we just like talking about, we were laughing. I was like, shit, like how do you feel? Oh, we don't think about it, bro. I was just like,
nah, that's weird.
Nah, I can't do that.
I can't even hang out with them. Like if I know that your girl is cheating on you or he's cheating, I can't even be. I'm not gonna rat him out because I don't know him.
Yeah.
But I can't be around. I feel so uncomfortable. I'm like, what the hell? Like, how I'm supposed to shake your hand? It's like if you the guy that's trying to fuck the girl and you meet her boyfriend, how you just shake his hand and be like, yeah, what's going on? Like we
That
have.
happens.
Well, that's
every
the
day.
same reason.
Yeah,
That's the
every
same
day.
reason I mind my business. Because if you could do all that and not care, what am I gonna be
you
Robin
doing?
Hood for
Yeah.
jumping in?
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking like, all right. I
I'm
was
gonna get
at
my drinks and be on my way.
I was at a birthday party in Charlotte, and this guy. So this dude shows up. He's dating this girl, and he like had just finished spending like $10,000 on her going on a trip and all this other shit. And this dude shows up.
Talking criminal now.
This dude shows up. You done spent my money.
I was like,
Okay,
man,
criminal now.
You talking criminal now.
Go ahead.
And dude meets
my
him.
body immediately went to prison. I was like, immediately.
You heard the boss?
I was like, yeah, I look good at orange. I was like, fuck. I look good at orange stripes. Like, fuck that. Go ahead, my bad.
And meets this dude who's there with his girlfriend. That dude and his girlfriend been having threesomes with his girlfriend, with that other guy's girlfriend. Been just, and he just shaking his head like, hey man, what's going on? Like, yeah, let me buy you a drink. Knowing damn well, like, yeah, I've been having threesomes with your girlfriend.
Yo, that's wild.
Like, what? And he found out on that, like, at that birthday party, he found out that she had been cheating on him with this couple.
How he found?
Because I think somebody else got in a fight, and they said like, yeah, and that's why you covering for them. Or, like, he found
Damn,
out.
that sucks.
He found out and was like, that man was.
Distraught.
He was like, I'm not really that mad. So what if I spent $10,000? It's no big deal. And he's like, it's the respect. I'm like, sure, yeah. You just disrespected. Okay, you don't care that you just sit on a trip where she could be having sex with somebody else on the trip that you paid for. You don't care about that. It's just disrespect. Oh, okay.
Things they were doing on that trip, and you only care about respect.
You only get shit.
Lift you kissing.
Somebody
Care
look.
about respect.
Tell you something. That'd have been mutual defense then.
Listen, I ain't gonna say anything.
Me neither.
But I agree with Kev. That's you talking criminal. Like 10K.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Word.
Look, man. I'm telling you.
They'd be like, "Oh, have you seen such and such?" Nah, she picked up one day and just left. ain't seen them months.
Yeah, man, ain't nobody, no crime.
So where do they stand now?
Oh, they broke up. They went. They had to go their separate ways. They had to. Come on, that's a bit much, man.
Yeah, relationships ain't shit. I'm sorry. That
That
sucks.
shit just got dark.
Yeah, that sucks. I would be mad as hell.
What?
Disrespect.
But imagine how these men, but that like goes along the lines of like marriage and like how much money men have to spend when they
Yeah, and how much you invested in.
Like-
Just break up with me. Like,
Yeah, word. Yeah, just break
up
up.
with
Just
me,
tell me
yo.
you're not happy. Just tell me you're not
10K.
happy.
They
Just
got
leave.
like alimony, palimony, all this shit that
Palimony.
women get. And I mean, I think times are changing a little bit, but for the most part, men still ain't getting that shit from women.
yeah.
Let me tell you something. If there was one law I could change, child support, I'd abolish that shit.
Why?
Let me tell you, because it's stupid. Like, all right, so you have sex with somebody, and that woman decides she ain't getting rid of that child just because she's like, yeah, I'm about to get this child support. You fine.
But real talk though, there's a lot of women who do
Yeah.
do use children to their advantage for
And
child
you can't
support.
say like, and you can't say, oh, I don't want this kid, and you can't terminate your rights without them saying, sure, that's
Sure,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so you just fuck? Oh hell no! I'm not doing time for like that for 18 years.
But you know how you get fucked for 18 years though? If you sign the birth certificate and even that child turns out not to be yours.
Oh, yeah.
After the
Mhm.
fact, because you signed a birth certificate, you're like legal.
You the
father
daddy.
Know
for
that.
18 years.
I need
bro,
proof.
No,
Ain't
that.
no
Listen.
No,
Ain't
that.
no way in
I
hell.
ain't
You think
Say
I'm signing this
nothing
shit?
more.
Gonna say
No,
nothing?
that.
Yo,
No,
she
that.
catch me in
Them
the
out here
bathroom.
thinking.
I ain't get around to it yet.
Catch me in the bathroom with a swab. Swabbing the fuck out the baby.
Open your mouth.
I'm like, I'll sign in 5 days when this test comes
I get
back.
results back soon. I got a guy on the ground. I get this back soon.
Got in the-
18,
no.
18. Imagine that shit. You sign a birth certificate and then you find out like a year later the baby ain't yours, and you're responsible for 17 more years.
Hell no.
You can't go to court for that though.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, no.
Somebody's gonna have to contest it.
Yeah.
And like try to. And I mean, come on, look. If you ain't contested it this far, you ain't contested this.
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's true.
You out.
In New York State, if you have one child, that child is entitled to 28% of your of your net income every month of your net checks. Who the fuck? Listen, I would never spend 28% of my checks on a child ever.
Bruh.
You lucky if you get 1%.
Uno.
Bruh.
Just
Hearing
get-
that's raising my blood pressure.
Make a nigga whole dog
And
for
then
a long job.
People walking these streets now. Thousands.
You don't want to be like my boy over there talking about. I wasn't trying to get pregnant, but I didn't wear a condom. I didn't pull out, and she wasn't on the pill. I'm like, dude, you trying to get pregnant?
The day after, man. Like,
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we didn't do none of that.
yeah, you trying to get pregnant?
I keep that 50
God bless him.
stash.
God bless him.
Hey, that's what they
Mind
want,
my
right?
business.
Yeah, keep that 50 stash. Wake up early, do-rag on,
No.
right to the way it reads.
With the robe on.
I'm back.
You already know how much it costs. $52.98.
Oh, y'all went up on taxes? All right, that's cool.
That's cool.
You
save
worry
it.
about it.
You could take that
Yeah,
little
do
bit of
you.
money.
It's
Yeah.
more important.
Yes, do you? Yeah.
That's why I said you better go abroad. If you feel like you can't, you ain't got no good plug in, go abroad somewhere.
It's cheaper.
They
to
ain't
go.
got they ain't got no child support there.
I'll take your word for it. Take your
He
word.
sound like you know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
I'll
hey,
take your
look.
word for
In
it.
this small world, though, they'll find your ass.
Oh yeah.
Social media, they'll
Facebook.
find you. They'll find you.
This ain't the old days. Yeah.
Back in the old days, you could just go inside a child
Like the old days, you was the town over. That was it. That's a wrap.
20 miles that way. You never find me.
I don't know where you went.
I just saw him walk and he disappeared.
Pick up them yellow pages.
Word. Yeah, the
Dust that
yellow
off.
pages.
This Matthew Johnson? No, this ain't Matthew Johnson. Ah, shit. 499 more to go. I ran out of quarters. Oh, well, can't call nobody.
That's wild.
Oh, man.
I don't want to talk about cheating in relationships. That shit.
Yeah,
is-
God just
yeah.
guided me. Please
'Cause I'm
watch
like-
over me.
Listen.
Watch over me, please.
My only PSA for people out there, I'm gonna look into the camera for this, is if you gonna cheat, do it right. Like if you gonna do wrong, no, it's true. Look, my grandmother would say this all the time. If you gonna do don't do wrong, but if you gonna do wrong, you better do wrong so well it's right. There's nothing worse than somebody that does wrong and they're an idiot at doing it. Like if you're gonna cheat on a test, be intelligent about cheating on a test. Don't be walking around, looking around, getting up, trying to, sneezing, kind of stuff,
Yeah.
tapping somebody on their shoulder, pointing the other way. Don't do that. Like, do it right. If you're gonna cheat on somebody, know like I'm gonna cheat so well where I'm not gonna get caught. Don't be stupid. Like somebody said, oh yeah, they were cheating on their significant other, but they had their phone and all of their iPad and all that stuff synced up. So the girl was just reading the book on the iPad, and she just starts seeing these text messages just appearing, and it's explicit shit. She's like, well, I know I'm getting cheated on. Like, don't be stupid. Like,
Yeah.
do it right.
I don't know. I'm not saying that because I've gotten caught doing anything. I'm just saying it because cheating is hard. I don't know how people do that.
I
shit.
agree. It's hard as hell.
It's too much. Like
One woman hard.
I love my brother, but this nigga, he be getting caught on an Apple Watch. Like he get caught with the watch. Like it's not it. Like he don't use it, so when they turn it on, all the messages start popping up. He got caught like that, and I'm just like, yo, like, you got caught on a watch. Like, you should have just not got caught. You should have just.
That's what Kevin Hart said when they asked him, like a year ago. They said, "You cheat." He said, "No, I'm too dumb to cheat. I get caught."
That's my rib.
And then he got caught cheating.
And then he got caught cheating.
That Shaggy shit don't work, man. It wasn't me. That ain't,
Nah, that was 1990.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
That's back when they didn't have phones.
Yeah, they have that shit. I know somebody that caught somebody cheating because they were like, they installed like one of them Track Me apps or something on the phone.
They doing too much.
Yeah, I'm like, shit.
That's
Like that's
doing too much, beloved.
Yeah, come on, man.
But I will say, like, one thing my mom, like, talking to my mom about relationships and stuff, she always told me, like, if you cheat, it's gonna come out. Like, whatever you do in the dark comes out in the light. And it's gonna come out eventually.
That's one of them, yep.
And like she took
That one of the sayings that's so true.
Yeah, he's so
I hate
true.
that, man. I hate that shit. That shit rattle in your mind. You're like, oh.
Cause she was like, oh,
Mama was right.
She was like, oh, I got a story. Like, she still communicates with her high school sweetheart. So like they talk here and there, and like they have similar birthdays. So like she'll send
Your
him-
pops know this?
My pops and my mom are not together.
Oh, okay.
No, this was like my mom and my dad got together like when they was in their 30s. So my mom was with someone for a long time in high school. He went to college and they broke up or whatever. So they were talking on the phone, and then he emailed her, but he called her. I think he called her Stacy.
Ooh.
So my mom was like, "Who the fuck is Stacy?" So
Boy, slacking.
she asked him like, "Oh, did you mean to email me because you called me Stacy?" And he's like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, that was a mistake. This was someone that I used to have relations with back when I was in college." My mom was like, "Oh, okay, because when you was mostly in college, you was with me. So who the fuck is Stacy?" But she didn't even like ask him like that. Like she didn't care. But she was telling me like, you see, like 30 years later, I'm finding out now that this nigga was doing what he was doing, and I was just like, yo, that's real. Like, I'm sorry, ma. I felt bad. She didn't care, but I'm just like, 35 years now, like you guys. Any hope of them two working that shit out, I was gone. I was like, fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
Take that shit to the grave.
Good word. You should have never let. Relationships are crazy.
I mean,
Look at.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. That cheating is just. I don't know. It takes.
Just break up.
Yeah.
Just break up.
It takes too much energy to do it.
You know, back in the days when I was younger.
You old man now?
And a little loud.
No. Like that shit was exciting to me. Like, so I would go through all the extra barriers and jump through hurdles and shit to be like deleting text messages and like fuck around like, oh shit, I forgot this message and then get caught anyway. And so that it's like just all this extra dumb shit and you're constantly paranoid. It's just unnecessary as fuck.
Okay.
You know how many times I got woken up fucking 3 o'clock in the morning like, no, not current relationship. in the past, and I was like, that shit gets annoying. You go out because we used to go all the fucking time. 3, 4, come back home 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and your ass get woken up. Someone's standing over you. Who the fuck is this? I don't want that in my life anymore. I don't need that.
I don't know nothing about that, man.
You see, you don't want to know about that.
Nah,
it's not fun. It was fun back then, but it's not fun.
It's too much work, man. One woman is hard. One woman is like, damn, like, you know, I feel like I need to buy a second place. Just so that way I got a retreat. Like I'm gonna say, hey, I'm in New York for work. I'm just gonna go to that other spot. You know, just hide out for a while. But 2 women, 3 women, I'm like, it's so hard, man.
It's so hard. Like,
Every time I look around, I'm like, you know, somebody, I need to buy this. Oh, shit, man. Wallet. Like,
That's real though. You need that time apart though.
yeah.
oh, you do.
Yeah,
You do.
especially in these New York City apartments. Your ass be tripping over each other. You gotta be like, all right, I'm going out. Like, again? Yup.
Yep.
Taking a strong stroll.
Just gonna go out for a walk.
Everything's all right. Yeah, it's all right.
But you learn a lot about someone when you move in with them, though.
I'm not even gonna talk about that one.
Okay.
Okay. Next subject.
Next subject. What we got next?
That's on the roll.
Oh, you learn a lot.
But relationships are nice.
Yeah. I love you, baby.
I
Go
tried
ahead, hold it, yeah, go ahead. Chewy, I love you.
She already know.
Playoffs.
Yep, let's get into it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, y'all watched LeBronto? Let me tell you something. There's few things better in life than when you watch the Toronto Raptors against LeBron. When it's a close game in the fourth quarter. Game one, I spent the whole fourth quarter just laughing. Because I'm like, because you knew what was going to happen. You knew what was going to happen. I told some people like, oh, this Toronto team, they top 5 defense, they top 5 offense. This was different. They got a bench. Kyle Lowry's going to show up. All that shit. I'm like, look, let me tell y'all something right now. All it takes, only chance they got, they better blow out the Cavs every game. They better blow them out because if the game get tight, palms get sweaty, cheeks get tight. You know what's going to happen. And that's it. It happened. Game 1, game 3. You knew. Game 3 was even worse because they thought they had a chance. They rallied back. They're like, yeah, we gonna get it. We gonna finally get this game.
Oh, that was a fun game.
Then LeBron.
That was a great.
That was a fun
That's what we did.
I said, well, and then somebody said, oh, but they're gonna get again. I said, look, after they lost the first two, I'm like, it's over.
I ain't gonna lie, I was one of them people. I thought that Toronto was gonna at least win 2. At least.
Nah,
they just looked so I've seen them in years past. They looked way better this year. And granted, I know they're a regular season team. I know that LeBron has demoralized DeMar DeRozan. You think he depressed now? It's gonna be a long off season for him.
What?
He Kyle Lowry is just hit or miss. It's either he's on or he's completely off. Game 4, he had 5 points or some shit. In 34 minutes, and you just start him all-star point guard.
He garbage.
But once that series started, Game 1, they gave it their all, and once they lost,
and Brown wasn't even his usual.
Yeah,
so.
he was tired and he had
He had an off game for him.
And efficient. Yeah. It was he shot under 50% or right at 50, and then everyone was like, "Wow, LeBron looks like he's
It was set an off game. I'm like, yo, people would die for these stats, but hey.
He had off game. He had 26
Yeah.
points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists, and it was a very he went 12 for 30. That's what he did.
Yeah.
It was an off game for him, but everybody else that'd be a fucking amazing night for him.
Yeah.
Sounds like damn, they won. LeBron had a bad game. Then game 2, when they got blown out in game 2 at home,
Yeah.
I said, all right, nah.
Yeah.
That man was just shooting. That was that game. That man was just shooting them fadeaways.
Crazy. He
Them
had 8
shit
in a
to us.
row.
Yeah, he was just I'm just. Look,
I was
I'm
waiting
just
for
showing
a
off.
concert. So I was watching in a bar, but the TV was on mute. I'm with my girlfriend. He's just taking these crazy shots, and I'm just calling for it. After a while, it's just you expect he's gonna hit every one of them.
Yeah.
And they got more ridiculous and ridiculous.
His fadeaways, I've never seen someone to the left. The way, he covers so much ground.
So much art.
He literally gets way back. The ball goes way high. There's and I'm
You ain't blocking this shit.
and I'm like, damn, but he can only do that against Toronto.
Yeah.
Those fadeaways, with that kind of consistency, he just feels so uber confident against Toronto. I don't know, man. I felt bad for them. I felt bad for Drake.
I didn't feel bad for him.
I didn't feel bad for Drake.
Feel
This is
bad
the
for
first
Drake.
time
He
I
lived.
didn't.
Drake should take that L. Just shut that.
Yeah,
Look, if you
Bron did.
lost, how many
Bron
times
did this.
they've been eliminated 2 straight years before this one? This is the
2
third
or
straight
3.
year?
Yeah.
They
Who
lost
said that?
10 in a row.
DeRozan, yeah.
Yeah, they lost 10 in a row.
DeRozan
now
don't know what
in
it
the postseason.
is. He don't know.
And it's
No. To Cavs?
to Cavs.
12.
It's I'm
He said, they just got our number.
man. Look, I'm just gonna look until we up 2-0. I'm just gonna shut the hell up if I'm them. I'm just gonna be look, I'm just gonna hide. I'm gonna be them a cheer. I ain't gonna try to say too much because if your team is getting killed like that every year, every time you run into this person, last 2 years you've been swept. Not beat, not 7 games, not 5, not even 6. Swept. And you can't get nothing done. And you gonna sit there and talk something? I ain't got something.
I remember, I don't forget if it was last year or the year before. They were down in the series, and somebody asked LeBron how he felt about it, if it was an adverse situation. You remember that? And he was like, I've been in adverse situations, and this isn't one of them. Before the game, I was like, damn.
No, that wasn't that. Look,
And most people wouldn't say that unless
No.
it goes down because you don't want to inspire the other team and get them all amped up. But Imagine someone just telling you that to your face. Like, you got him on the ropes.
They're beating your ass.
You beat his ass. And he just like, this ain't none. And then come out and beat your ass.
These love taps. That's crazy.
I mean, adverse situation was down 3-2 to Boston in 2012. That when he had that like 45 game,
Ooh.
and they like
Yeah,
that was
man.
like if y'all lose this game, the big three in Miami is over. That's adversity. When you
Yeah.
down by like 5 to
Ooh.
the Spurs in Game 6 in 2013, that is adversity.
Yeah.
But this, come on, man.
I still think that 2012, when they were down 3-2 to the Celtics, like one of his most.
Oh, that was.
dominant
that was
crazy.
iconic game.
That was like one of his most.
He didn't smile. He didn't
was
say anything,
possessed.
and he didn't miss.
Yeah.
He did not
It's
miss.
like the one time that I like really like I saw him like not being passive.
Some ridiculous shots. Too.
He knew what was up. He lost that one.
He was so good in that game.
It was all she wrote. Y'all seen the was it Celtics and the
I've seen
Sixers?
all of them.
Yeah.
What you think about the Sixers? What's going on with them?
That looked promising, but then it was like,
They're the hardest team for me to be able to pick. They're the hard like Ben Simmons has looked god awful in this series. It's like he played against a coach. I'm a Heat fan unapologetically, but he finally played against a coach that knew how to scheme him. And it's like, dude, like you gotta learn how to shoot a shot. Like I saw this man taking jump shots from 5 feet, couldn't hit him. I'm like, dude, like come on, man. Like, but I've been saying I think that for this series they actually need to almost play Ben like they played Magic back when Kareem was out and they played Magic at center. Because when he plays out on the perimeter, nobody's guarding him. He's got to play inside and let Embiid almost invert the offense, which sucks because Embiid is so good and he can be so talented inside, but they've almost got to invert it. I just don't know if he can play down low in the post. But he should be able to because any guy he's going to cover, he's going to have a mismatch. Because if they're a point guard, if they're a guard, they're going to be too small. If they're big, he's going to be too quick. So he's got to be able to just like basically catch the ball on the block and just make a quick decision. Like I'm either going to pass this, kick it out to a shooter really fast, or if I've got a mismatch, I'm going to punish this dude. Mouse in the house. I'm going to kill this dude right now.
Yeah.
But you know how like he basically messed himself up though all season. It's not even like the fact that he can't shoot. It's the fact that he won't shoot.
Yeah.
Like you gotta at least like give the appearance that I'm gonna at least be willing to shoot these things. He won't even take a jumper. He shot like I God take me if I'm lying. Like no more than 15 threes.
Yeah.
The entire season.
I didn't even know he took one.
I didn't think he took that many.
Yeah, see, and that's me being like gracious about it.
Yeah.
He could have took less than like 6.
I really don't know if he took one. I'm not even kidding.
I know he took one because the one time we checked, it was like back in November. He had taken one.
Oh.
But
that one damn.
remember you mentioned it to me, and I was like, 1? And it was like November. I was like, that's it. He only attempted 1. Like he does not shoot them. He'll be wide open, and like even self check. Andre Roberson, he can't shoot for shit. But he at least puts them up there.
Yeah.
You got to give the appearance like, hey, I'm gonna shoot them. Every now and then they're gonna go in.
Yeah.
And as soon as they go in, you're gonna draw the defense out, and then you can go right by them. But if I know you can't shoot, I just wait back, and I'm like 3 steps ahead of you.
Even Rondo
you can't get
attempts a
around
shot.
me.
Yeah.
Then what?
Even Rondo attempts a shot.
Yeah,
If he's
exactly.
left wide open.
Rondo's exactly, and Rondo can't shoot for shit either.
No. How about Rondo with them games with like 24 assists? That man had like 20. He had at least 20 assists in one game.
24.
He
He had 24.
had like 24
And 4 points.
and 4 points. I'm like, dude, how do you get only 4 points, but you got 24 assists? Like nobody figures, oh man, with this ball, this guy man got the ball in his hand. We might want to clog the passing lanes against you.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Most of them came to Anthony Davis.
No, I
though.
mean, you know,
Anthony
hell, I
Davis, and that night, everyone was hitting their threes.
Yeah, well,
That's what assists is really about. People just making it.
tonight they're going home. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3
Yeah.
Cancun.
Aren't they playing now?
Yeah, they should.
Or is it-
no,
or
they play. Golden State plays at 10:30. I think the Rockets and
I
Utah
ain't
play.
staying up for that.
Or the Jazz going home?
Yeah, they going home
What you think about
Tonight?
Donovan Mitchell?
tonight. They going home. Because if the Rockets are smart, they're gonna send them home tonight because you don't want to be Golden State sending the Pelicans home.
Yeah.
That's
You
a
don't
fact.
you don't want to be playing no 6-game at Utah and then have to play a game 7 and then you got to go play against that squad. Shit, I would put them away.
So who you have between the Rockets and Golden State?
Golden State.
Yeah, I'm the
Golden
same.
State. They
I
don't.
never bought into any of the.
No.
They look weak, and you can't put a stat on effort.
No.
Like, it's clear they weren't trying.
They look more vulnerable this year than they did last year. But they're still. I mean, you're talking about more vulnerable. Oh, that might mean that LeBron might more convincingly win one game against them. That's not like.
I don't even think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
No,
With
this squad.
I think if like Cleveland wins one
I
game,
think they're gonna really send a message.
that shit gonna be close.
Braun might, yeah.
Braun might have to
stat
go
line
50.
gonna make me hold my head if he win a game.
Yeah, he gonna have to get an IV right after the game.
They carrying it off the court. Like 50, 18, and 12.
Braun gonna leave Baldy. Like,
Braun gonna leave Baldy.
like,
He leaving here on the court, yep.
Leave it all on.
Looking like the barbershop gonna come by and sweep that shit up.
They gonna be stretching Love out. That's after a win. I don't see it.
No
Me
way.
neither.
JR with the Henny.
I think if they make it, honestly, they gonna get swept.
Yeah, their best bet is they better hope the Rockets can pull it off.
But they
I'm
can't beat the
praying.
Rockets either.
A Warrior
They
voodoo
could-
dolls.
They could make it interesting. They can make it interesting.
I think if they
against
play the Rockets, they lose
I
in
don't
6.
believe in them. They should. They're the number one team in the MVP, but I don't see it.
Toronto's the number 1 seed.
No, in the league.
Oh, in the league.
Well, in the
yeah.
East, I was saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Look how they fared.
No, the Rockets. Because the thing is, the Rockets don't have, and they got Clint Capella, who I think is overrated. But they're like, oh, Clint Capella's so good. He runs the floor. Look, if you're a big man, if you run the floor, you're gonna get at least 8-10 points a game. Especially when you got nothing but guards and shooters around you. If you run, you're gonna get some easy baskets that way. If you're an offensive rebounder and hustle player, you're gonna get a couple of putbacks that way. There you go. I just got you 14 points. If you rebound, especially against teams like in the West, I mean Rudy Gobert is a big, but like JaVale McGee and those guys, you can rebound against them.
Yeah.
That's not somebody saying they got a double on that team. I'm not.
Yeah, but
I got one at the burger joint.
But
too.
if in your era it's uncommon for big men to run the floor and you're the one that's doing it,
oh, I mean, shit.
then that makes you good comparative to your class.
I'm telling you, man, if you were 7 feet tall right now, you could fly to the moon with as much money as you would get. All you gotta do is be in shape, run the floor, and block shots, and you like the best big man. Think about DeAndre Jordan. DeAndre Jordan is getting what, $20 million a year to do what? To suck at the free throw line, not have an offensive game, and just catch lobs? Shit,
And protect the rim.
And protect the rim, but that's it.
That's important.
That's it. But
But in terms of Capella, he's good when they switch on like wings. He can kind of stay in front of
He
a
does
lot of
defend.
wings.
he can do
That's
that.
very valuable
He
in
can
today's league.
That is true, but would you pay somebody $100 million a year to do
Look,
that?
there's a lot of contracts I wouldn't give out.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If you were 7 feet, you could fly to the moon with as much money as you get.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah, I've been hearing
I
that.
don't know what the hell that is.
We got his tap.
That
The competition got his tap.
A phone
It sound like
ring,
an
right?
iPhone ring.
ain't me.
That shit ain't mine.
Ain't
That
mine.
ain't mine. But no, Utah. Oh wait, who y'all got for rookie of the year?
Ben Simmons.
What you got?
Same. I got Ben. Old Benny Ben. Because it's about the regular
It's
season, not the
season, yeah.
playoffs.
I got Ben, but this is tight. This is honestly, I think it's co-MVP because you got to do.
We're
You,
not doing that.
hey, they did it before,
Turn my nose up to it.
Yeah, we ain't doing
and I mean, look, you got a dude that basically stepped in for Gordon Hayward, a dude that's considered an all-star, great player, and he basically took a team that nobody expected to make the playoffs and got them into what was that, the 5th seed in the West. I think Ben's great. I think Ben is my rookie of the year if I had to pick one. But he also has Embiid. He got Embiid. And the East is not the West. And you got to, I mean, come on. You got the Washington Wizards, the Miami Heat with no stars, with Hassan Whiteside playing like a punk.
And they beat the
I don't
Cavs.
know. He averaged 15, 7 and 7, I think, beating Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Shot over 50%
And
from the field.
floor. Yeah.
We can't shoot from the perimeter. So
That's the thing.
Yeah,
though.
but that's
if
exactly.
If you
That's
know
even more
someone can't, if
impressive.
you know someone can't shoot, and you still
It's you know what it is? It's this when we laugh and this.
Oh,
we stop chuckling.
shit scared the shit out of me. I'm still like, fuck going on? But no, if you know someone can't shoot, it makes them easier to defend. Somehow you still made it to the baskets. Shot him 50% from the floor. So,
I mean, he's my rookie of the year.
yeah,
Because I think he's what he's doing is transcendent. I mean, for a guy that can't shoot, to have a team, to have positioned a team to be number 3 in the East, and legitimately going into the postseason, especially with all the crap that was going on with the Cavs, for them to be like actually a chance to get to the finals.
To most, but not all.
but based off the playoffs though.
Oh no, based on playoffs,
Donovan
Mitchell is like it's night and day. But
Yeah, he ain't got shit on him.
So Cavs Warriors final.
Cavs Warrior final.
You give Bron any games?
I give him one. And nobody, to me, I don't think he's gonna get swept. But real, I just it's hard.
It's a possibility though.
It is.
But this run he's on, but because of the team, this is gonna be the end. It's just what a waste.
Do you
Sucks. It sucks. Have you seen his stat lines?
Oh, it's insane.
44. I think his lowest game is like that 26. You said how much 48-point games? What,
He's
2
got
game
2.
winners?
Yeah.
2 40-point games? What, 530 plus?
Yeah.
He is wild.
He's averaging like 34.7, I think.
Does this loss in the NBA Finals count against his legacy?
Not to me, because just perspective. The only team that's beat him had 3 or 4 All-Stars.
Yeah.
Like when I look back, even when you go to the Spurs, you just switch that with Hall of Famers. Not to me, because it's just so unfairly stacked.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, think about it. 2016 when he went, Kyrie was out, Kevin Love was out.
He still pushed him to 6.
Pushed him to 6, and then the following year they won. And then the following year after that, when KD was there, I already knew how the season was gonna end.
That Cavs team was great.
Yeah.
But because of Warriors.
But even during the year, like the Christmas Day game, when I saw them play, I was like, yeah, they ain't got shit for them.
Yeah.
Like, the Warriors, like, they just too stacked.
Steph was fully healthy.
Yeah, everyone could fucking shoot. I hate the fucking
I hate them
Warriors.
so much.
I hate them.
I was watching a game with Shaffin and Terrence, and Shaffin root for them. He's like, "Why you hate them so much?" I'm like, "It's so unfair."
Yeah.
It's so unfair.
It's like they
man.
stack the deck and then they talk shit after they
I
did it.
know. It's not impressive. You should be winning.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. That's why I don't give people are like, oh, Durant got Finals MVP.
Oh,
like,
come on, yeah.
That's shit to me. Like, you sitting around here, I can get Finals MVP if I can be guarded. I can't be doubled.
Yeah.
You can't almost every great player, unless you're the Toronto Raptors, you're gonna get doubled.
Yeah.
And the fact is, you can't double him, and you can't even really play him that close. Like, I remember last year in the finals, you see J.R. Smith, you see them on a fast break. Steph Curry runs to the corner, and Kevin Durant's driving the ball up on a fast break, 2-on-1 against J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith runs to go cover Steph Curry and lets him get the layup. And it's because
And it's the right play.
It's the right
yeah,
play.
and everyone was talking shit about that. Yeah.
And it's the right play, because what you're going to say. Which one do you think is better, the guaranteed 2 or the guaranteed 3? I'm going to take that. And then that's not even talking about Klay Thompson, who is probably a top 5 shooter of all time.
I don't even understand. Like,
This year, they really just got to let, if Draymond hit his shots, they don't have to leave him open.
That's
and
exactly
start
what I
doubling.
would do.
yeah, Draymond.
And if Draymond hit, then
Let
Draymond got to
That's
beat
it.
me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Draymond got to average 30. Fuck that.
yeah.
I'm hugging the rest of these motherfuckers.
You ain't going nowhere. No way.
That's the thing too. I mean, I give them their props though, because like even someone like Steph Curry, he sets so many screens and like he's constantly running
Moving,
back
yeah.
and forth. Like shit.
You in for a workout when you play him. You're like, oh, boom.
Yeah, get ready, Chris.
And it only takes him like 2 seconds to catch the ball and shoot. Less. Get the ball and just flick that shit.
You give the the Rockets any games against them?
They're going to get a game. Because
What?
The Rockets going to get a game against Golden State.
Just one?
Ooh.
It's hard to judge them because they shoot so many threes.
Yeah.
That you
that's
got
the
a puncher's
unknown.
chance in any game, because if
Yeah.
you got too many guys that can hit shots at such a clip, and
I
they're
know.
deeper.
We praying. Go ahead.
But I'll say one, but I believe that's Golden State in 6.
That's what I got too. I'm praying for CP3 just because he went to Wake Forest and
Well, I'd like to see somebody.
Yeah, I'm
other
praying
than,
for him too. So LeBron get the lesser 2 evils.
Yeah, and, I mean, I just like to see somebody other than Golden State, because I mean, honestly, if Golden State goes again and you're LeBron and you're a free agent this year, if you're trying to win a title, your option you have to go stack the deck. There is no way that you can stay in Cleveland, that god awful franchise, and stay there. Hey, look.
Yeah, another season like this when he's older might kill him. No.
That's facts. Knock on wood, though. But
This is
if he has to keep carrying the burden like this,
He gonna
After
die.
leading the league in minutes in regular season, playing all 82. I think he leads the league in minutes in the playoffs.
he does.
Yeah.
Yesterday they swept. I mean, they like bust Toronto ass. He still played like 42, I think.
Yeah.
Thank God he got a couple of days.
Yeah.
I don't know how the man does it. Like,
When is the?
They
So
on
at
a-
least he got until at least the weekend, right?
Yeah, it should be like Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, speaking of which, y'all, I hear they got Cartoon Network has another channel here in New York. It's called during basketball season called what is that? MSG, where the Knicks play.
Oh my
A
god.
real joke out there.
oh. I was like, Cartoon Network got another channel.
That's-
New York local?
y'all like watching the funnies, man.
Listen,
Oh, man.
we got Coach Fizdale now.
Mhm. He's saying the right things about KP.
Yeah. He said some bad
Hang
things
on.
about Noah.
Good. We don't.
No,
know
not
that.
bad. Sorry, he said the wrong things about Noah.
What,
He said
we
he's
warned
gone?
him.
he said he'll let him back in. They have a conversation. He says the right
He
things.
dyed his beard back.
If he says the right things, he on drugs. He say anything to get back in. That's how
Noah is
crackheads do.
definitely-
That's how crackheads
You
do.
know all the right things to say. You like, oh really? Yeah, come back.
You seen pics of Noah?
I haven't seen him recently. No.
Oh,
I didn't even know that was him.
He
He like
okay, I'm
dyed,
glad
his,
you
like,
said
he dyed his beard, right?
blonde and
What the hell?
some like some a la shit.
He was in the forest or something.
yeah, looking like he definitely was on some shrooms.
What the hell?
Yeah, he looked fucked
Yeah,
up.
they sent him away from the team, and them checks still
Them checks
clearing.
still clearing.
I don't
He
blame
get like
him.
18 mil, right?
Leave it to the Knicks to be paying somebody out in the woods somewhere.
Listen,
Still
you
got
still paying
infected by
Phil,
it.
still paying Noah,
Y'all still paying? Who else y'all still paying? I forget.
Derek Fisher,
Yeah.
We still playing Derek Fisher too? Who's the other one? The
He's-
other
how long
ball
Derek
one?
Fisher been gone?
Woodson?
Mike Woodson. Not this
Oh,
probably
okay.
last year's probably his last one.
Yeah, he finally-
But Derek Fisher is this upcoming season. Derek Fisher's last season getting paid. Phil Jackson's still getting paid. But this has always been the Knicks though. Like even back in like the early 2000s, fucking Eddie Curry ass was like a bum. His ass was still getting paid. Like, only in the NBA. And the Knicks are like the prime example. That shit always happens to. Like they pay people and they just send them away, and it's the motherfuckers
That
still
was
getting paid.
my favorite time with the Knicks, other than like 90s, like when the Knicks were actually good. Is when Stephon Marbury was here.
Starberry.
And Starberry was on. Like I remember there was a milk carton, and they had his face on there, and it said, "Have you seen me?"
Damn. He's still trying to push them sneakers out here, trying to attack Jordan.
Yeah, he a legend out in China. Yeah.
He retired now. I can't do it though, beloved. He's like $20. Y'all ain't got Jordan. Y'all buy expensive ass sneakers.
Who's doing better, him or Big Baller Brand?
What? Wait,
Actually
Jordan
might
or
be a
Big
close
Baller?
No.
competition. I don't know.
He's
Stephon
probably
Marbury.
doing better.
Oh, Starberry and
or-
Big Baller.
Did they
Big
get an
Baller.
F by the Business Bureau?
A lot
People-
of businesses have F by the BBB. That shit don't change nothing.
Well, a lot of people saying they haven't received
That shit
their
was funny.
sneakers.
Shannon Sharp, he said it took him like 5 weeks to get his sneakers. As he's the first person that made that joke. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna put him to the other BBB, Better Business Bureau. Yeah, like, get my goddamn $500 for some sneakers. They take you 5 weeks to get them. Must think they Kanye.
Hey.
Oh man. All right, I think I'm gonna tap that. You want to talk about Childish Gambino?
Oh no, I it was just his video came out over the weekend.
This is America. Thoughts?
I don't know. I really don't get it yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. Actually, did you guys see it?
I saw. I don't understand it.
I saw the episode first in the morning, and then I saw the video later. It's a lot in there. I think it's like a
For
symbolism
Atlanta?
about society, huh?
You said the episode, the Atlanta episode.
No, he
or-
was on SNL.
Oh, okay.
So he performed like 2 new songs. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I think they're new. Then at the end of it, he was like, my video's out. And then I went on YouTube and found it. But yeah, you got him killing a unarmed black man. You got him killing a church choir. So I thought those was like references to what's happening in society. Got him running away from white people at the end. It's just a lot. You got the way he treats the gun versus the body in the video, like the care given to the gun, like he hands it over versus the body being dragged. You could read a lot into it. I think it's like multi-layers. You could also say it's like an entertainment metaphor about how blacks are treated in entertainment as well. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you have to watch more than once.
It's thought-provoking.
Like fully digest it. It's because like on like my initial watch, those were the first things I noticed. I was like, oh wow, like this is about, you know, like, because I saw like the shooting up the church and those things. I was like, okay, yeah, this is like a very like race motivated type thing. And then like other scenes, I was just like, where's he going with this? I'm like, I tried to rewind it, and I kept finding myself rewinding parts, and then I was like, let me just watch this shit straight through. Yeah. But I still don't have like a full understanding of it. I mean, I understand that it was meant to be thought provoking. I mean, I will say it's like, it shows how great he is.
He is so.
That it shows.
You watch Atlanta?
No, I've been wanting to watch it. I got too many damn shows I need to catch up on.
Okay, I won't change the subject then, but yeah,
it
like,
shows how talented
very creative.
He is. Because I was like,
very creative.
Shit, this is amazing. Like you know something's amazing even though you don't fully understand it yet, but you're like, yo, this is amazing. Yeah. That was like my initial like reaction to watching it. I was like, this is fucking amazing. Like.
And the way he delivers things, like it's so timely and it's just there. You don't know what he's working on, it's just there. Because I thought he was going on tour, so normally you assume music may be coming, but with him, he could just be
going on tour for his old shit. Yeah. He's very unpredictable about even like his release of music because he does so many things. So like a well-versed artist, like person in general, he's not just an artist, like fucking movies and other shit, like.
Even on SNL, there's a couple skits with him that are legit funny.
Yeah. He does stand-up comedy.
Everything he does is successful. Like he got the Star Wars movie coming out. His album is guaranteed to go platinum. He's gonna have the tour. Atlanta. Fire. Like I don't know.
He in the trifecta.
Like the next Will Smith, basically.
Well, we've been looking for one. So certainly ain't his son.
The icon.
You know, look, one of my dad's cousins that died, they said he was an icon too. That don't make it true.
One of my dad's cousins.
They cool.
On that
note,
that's a perfect ending. Yeah. Oh my God.
Please
plug everything. Tell people where they can find the podcast, all that stuff.
All right, you can find it In the Ring on Google Play. You can find it on SoundCloud. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it anywhere a podcast are heard. You can find us. But you can find us on Instagram too. It's where we ask all types of very deep questions like, would you rather pay child support or pay alimony? So
those are hard questions.
But thank y'all so much for having me, man.
No, thank you. Man,
that's fun, man. So what's the Instagram hat for the podcast? You said you could find it.
The Ring Podcast. Yeah, you can find us there.
All right.
Don't look. You'll know it when you find it.
All right, man. Thank you for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
Good conversation.
Yeah, this was fun, man.
I went from jail to basketball.
Cheating to jail.
They're cheating to jail. Cheating, then I went to jail. Yes. Got out. Went to watch an NBA game. But nah, man. Thanks for coming on. As always, thank you for supporting the podcast, you beautiful listeners. Make sure y'all keep rating and sharing and subscribing to the podcast.
Go on YouTube.
Oh, yes.
Watch the vids.
See, we've been listen. We were out here for a long time. We stayed late to record this for you guys, and that's why I'm fucking up.
Nigga blaming the listeners.
No, I stayed here for you. I stayed here for you, and that's why my mind is drawing blanks. So y'all should appreciate this shit. Nah, I'm joking. But make sure y'all go check out the YouTube page. We got full length videos up there. Make sure you check out the IG page as always. We know we constantly posting new content for you guys. So yeah, just keep checking out. We're gonna keep bringing this fire ass podcast to you. Till next time, it's cooling out.
Stay cool.
You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. We coolin' out. You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. You cool, I'm cool. We coolin' out.